What is going on, guys? It's Dan here from the Wolfpack, bringing you a win finally. Oh my god, a win at Molineux. Derby delight, guys. Listen, stick around. Finally, we can start to smile about something, yeah? Guys, before we get into the video today, do us a massive favour. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. There's a good portion of you guys that watch these videos, that like the videos and all that aren't subscribed to the channel. I just want to say it's really amazing that you guys are watching and everything. I love that. But if you could just hit that subscribe button, it really makes a massive difference to the growth of our channel. Listen, guys, oh my god, man, Wolves 2, Villa 0, and I'm telling you now, right, yes, there was points in that game there. It was squeaky bum time, and you know, you were just hoping that it wasn't going to be what we've all come to expect from this Wolves team, which is looking really good, scoring goals, and then all of a sudden just looking an absolute different, you know, team altogether, the complete polar opposite, if you will. And yeah, okay, there was points in that game I thought that, you know, Villa definitely had a lot of more possession and threatened us a decent bit, to be fair. But I've got to say, guys, I was going into this game quietly confident, I'm not going to lie. Like, I messaged the lads on the Wolfpack and everything, and I said, look, I can just see us winning this game. I don't know what it was. Like, just have a feeling every now and then. And the last time I had this feeling was the United game, and we ended up winning that as well. I just think when Molineux's really up for it, when Wolves are really up for it, we're still a formidable side. We're still a side that's full of a lot of quality, both in the attack and the defence. And today, honestly, there was some performances out there today that actually shocked me. Genuinely shocked me. I thought I'll go into them, obviously, player scores at the end of the video like we always do, but I do want to make a big statement really on how two players in particular I have genuinely said aren't good enough to be in the Premier League, aren't good enough to be in this Wolves side. And, you know, I'm gonna hang my hands up and say, you know what? They bloody showed up today, and that was Jean-Luc Bellegarde and it was Pablo Sarabia. And both of these players today genuinely showed so much fight to get the ball back, so much tenacity to get forward, to win that second ball. Basically, it really felt like to me they were looking at the manager and going, look, Gaffer, we're here. Do you know what I mean? Use us. We know that obviously you're making signings. We know that players are, you know, looking knackered and whatever. Use us. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, I saw some performances that genuinely shocked me to my core. Bellegarde, I didn't even know this geezer had it in him to do the things that he did in this game. I didn't even think he had it in him. And yes, okay, we've seen it in glimpses, but not for a very long time. And the finish for his goal, we'll get into the game itself in the minute, but that's what we've been missing. We've been lacking that cutting edge. And if he's going to do that from a midfield position, from a centre position, maybe that's what we've been missing. We've been missing that midfielder that vacates that space and creates those opportunities. And Bellegarde did that in spades today. I also thought that across the front line, I thought Guedes was really good, especially in the first half. Kind of died out a little bit in the second, but Could have had an hat trick in the first half. Some really good chances, and then at the end of the day, Wolves have got to create these chances against a side in Villa that are in the Champions League. They're a fantastic side under Unai Emery, and this is just a huge 3 points considering what's happened as well. Leicester losing to Everton, and also Ipswich losing to Southampton. Huge games that were before this one, and you just thought, right, Wolves, it's up to you now. It's up to you now. The mic's yours. Do not fuck it up. And we didn't. We absolutely didn't. And I'm really, genuinely, really proud of the boys today. I thought defensively we were unreal. Agba again. Totti coming back, literally looking like he hadn't been missing whatsoever. Completely fit in again. Doc smashing it again. Doing the easy things. Doing the just clearing the lines when they're under pressure. Or I just think that today we defended to a point where I wasn't that worried about Villa getting into these positions. I just thought Vitor Pereira today nailed it with the tactic, and we're going to go into that now. We're going to go into it now. So, as you can see, Wolves win 2-0. But let's go into how we lined up, guys. This is going to be where I'm going to talk a little bit about something special here. So, as you can see, Sarr in goal, Agba, Gomez, Totti Gomez, that is, Doc as a back three, Aït-Nouri and Semedo as the wing backs, Bellegarde as and Andre as a midfield two, Cunha and Sarabia almost as wingers / tens, with Guedes as a solo number 9, pretty much. And what was interesting about this is you're probably thinking, well, yeah, we've been playing a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-4-2 or a 5-2-3 for ages. What I was really impressed with, basically, in this game, when Villa got the ball, right, because they did have more possession than us. We'll go through that in a minute. But they definitely had a load more possession than us. I've not even looked at the stats, but I know that for a fact. And what Wolves did really well was a solid block. So you had a 5 here at the back. So Semedo and Aït-Nouri tucked into these spaces here. Sarabia and Cunha tucked into these spaces, and then Guedes just operated in the middle here on his own. So you ended up with a 5-4-1, and what that did was completely take up all the space that they had in order to feed the likes of Watkins or any like Ramsey, for example, like these really tricky players that could obviously hurt Wolves. They couldn't find the space to make these passes, and it really affected them. And it allowed us to almost press on their mistakes because they were sitting on the ball longer than they normally would do. And what that did was allow Wolves to push the line up, push the shape up, and all of a sudden they couldn't really operate the way they normally do, Villa. Because they like to get wide. They like to get wide, stretch your team. And they couldn't do it. And then failing that, they'll try and play through with McGinn and Tielemans passing through the lines to Watkins or Rodgers or Ramsey running through the lines. But that couldn't also happen. We really nullified them, and it frustrated them quite a lot. They could not play their game whatsoever. And then what Wolves did really well was not only in the defensive transition, but on the offensive transition, the Aït-Nouri and Semedo bombed forward, which gave Sarabia and Cunha a little bit of space to run forward as well, and also I thought Andre did really well at mopping up everything, and Bellegarde was steaming forward. So you had almost like this arrow of attack. Every single time we got the ball, we were looking forward and trying to pinpointly put these balls through for Guedes, for Sarabia, for Cunha, for Bellegarde when he got forward, Aït-Nouri when he got wide and cut in, Semedo when he cut in, and they just could not cope with it. It was really, really good. The first half especially. Let's talk about exactly what I'm talking about here. So, look, you can see there, from the first half, Villa dominated possession, 62% over our 38. But their expected goals was only 0.08. Ours was 1.41. And we had 4 big chances, 3 of them which we missed. And yes, okay, you could say that's Wolves of old, isn't it? Missing chances and everything. But you just saw something which allowed me to have a little bit more of confidence going into that second half, because players were flooding the box. You know what I mean? Like, players were absolutely flooding the box. That's where Bellegarde's goal comes from. Really clever bit of work from Cunha to sort of win the ball back. And then it's like a really, really intelligent pass from Sarabia, who sees a really intelligent run by Bellegarde. It's a very, very well-drilled, very intelligent phase of play from Wolves. And I saw a lot of that in the first half. I saw a lot of times where we were really, really passing the ball through the lines really well. And it allowed us to have a load of chances. And yeah, okay, some of them, okay, arguably the players that had those chances probably should be doing it better and capitalising and everything. But I just thought if we carried on playing like that, Villa wouldn't have any answers. And they didn't in the first half. They absolutely didn't have any chances. They didn't have a shot on target. And it just looked as though we were looking really good. Now, but I casted my mind back. To when we played them away and we were winning the game very confidently, and then we completely bottled it. And if you can see the stats here, it did seem to look that way, because all of a sudden 75% is now turning into 7 shots, 3 on target, 1 big chance missed. All of a sudden there's a lot of things going on here. And we slightly buckled under pressure, slightly. But I think that Wolves held up really well. I thought that Wolves held up really, really well under all of that pressure. They only had 1 big chance and they missed it. You're going to get those against a team like Villa. But I genuinely thought we played really, really well. And I honestly couldn't fault any of them, really. I thought that, genuinely, I thought Cunha, up until his goal, which we'll talk about now as well. Let's talk about that now, actually. So Cunha scores a great goal, to be fair. It's a really intelligent run, because he's offside, but he's in his own half, so he's completely fine to do that. He gets forward, and because Villa are playing a really high line at this point, and they get caught out, and he does really well, because if he hits it straight away, I think it's either going to get deflected and probably end up as a corner, or Martinez will make a save. But I think because he takes a few touches to get it under his spell and then makes a massive connection with it, it was almost like he was always going to score that, really. It almost became a penalty situation, didn't it? Fantastic finish from a player that has genuinely lit up this season for us, and we'd be nowhere without him. It's coming out now that he's going to get a contract deal, which is great. Obviously, that's going to help us stay up, isn't it? It's going to help us stay up in the Premier League. And I do think, like I said, I do think Cunha probably had a pretty poor game, to be fair. I thought he was walking around a little bit too much, and every time he got on the ball, he wasn't sort of running forward and looking forward as much as he normally does. But when it come to it, and he finished, and I saw that celebration, you kind of let him off because it was a massive goal to score. It's a huge win for Wolves, three massive points. And normally we do talk about the player scores, but it's never normally a huge feature, is it? It's always just something I put at the end. But this is going to be a huge feature, guys, because I need to talk about individual performances today. Because it's not just an overall team performance, even though that's definitely a reason why we've won this game. There were some individual performances in this game that genuinely need talking about. So let's talk about apparently Sarr gets an 8.3 and man of the match according to FOTMob. I thought he was really good when he was needed. Fantastic saves with his feet, good distribution, good ideas to sort of claim the ball in awkward spaces. Very good ideas also to give it to certain players like Agbadou. Sometimes he was giving it to Agbadou, and Agbadou was clearing the ball. Because sometimes I think with his feet, Sarr, he just can't quite kick it far enough to really impact into an attacking situation. So he's kind of leaving that to certain players, which I like. I do like that. And I think when he was called upon, he made some really good saves. So, yeah, fair play to Sarr. Agbadou again, man. He hasn't had a bad game yet in a Wolves shirt. He's been absolutely incredible. This signing, I know that we're making the Danzo signing as well. Danzo is not getting ahead of Agbadou in this Wolves team. He is absolutely smashing it in that role. Absolutely smashing it. He literally didn't put a foot wrong again. His passing was way better as well, by the way, today. His passing was way, way better today. So literally, the weaker side of his game in the last few games, he's already starting to polish. This could be a massive player for us, this could. I'm thinking like, when we signed Dawson and he just proved to be a better defender than any of our other defenders and kind of kept us up. Seems like one of those signings, doesn't it? Really, really massive player that is for Wolves. It just seems to... the ball just seems to just go straight to his foot. Every tackle he makes just seems to be super, super clean. Just an awesome player all around. Totti Gomez, man, just comes in, has loads of time off, comes in, and it's like he's never been away. And when Totti Gomez has a good game, pretty much all of our defenders have good games, because the one thing I like about Totti Gomez, he's not scared to get the ball up the pitch. He's not scared to think, right, okay, there's a bit of space there. If I get us a little bit more up the pitch, that gets our line further up the pitch, and that means we can start to operate in the way that we've been doing really, really well in this game. Because when our line was high and that midfield line became a 4 or even a 5 at times, they just could not get through it at all. It was a massive wall, and players like Gomez made this even easier, because people could sort of go, right, okay, where's the ball? Oh shit, Totti's running with it, buzzing. Let's get forward, lads. It was one of those commanding performances. Really, really good. Doc again, man. Hasn't had a bad game. Other than Chelsea, this geezer, I say over and over, don't I? He is my surprise of the season, by far. Because I say it all the time. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to repeat myself if it's a constant repeat of good a player being really good, basically. Absolutely awesome again. Ait Nouri, a bit more of his best today. Run his socks off, because at times Cunha, genuinely, I'm not joking, he was fucking walking at times, and Ait Nouri was doing a bit of his hard work, really. Linking up play and getting further up the pitch. Really, really good. And I think because Agbadou is behind him as well, he can afford to get further up the pitch and make those little risky runs, or make those risky reactions and stuff. So yeah, much more to his game today. Bellegarde. Is Bellegarde going to be my man of the match? What is happening? Bellegarde in that first half, he didn't go off till the 88th minute. Genuinely, best I've ever seen Bellegarde in a Wolves shirt. I have been saying this guy is literally as useful. Well, he hasn't. I mean, I could come up with loads of different analogies and everything, but what's the point? He has been useless. He's been very useless, and he comes into this side in a midfield where João Gomez has basically claimed that position and gone, you know what, Gaffer, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to take this ball off me. I love this position, and it showed. He was almost the midfielder that we're asking for. He was that number 6 who just box to box, give me the ball, I'll get you forward, give me the ball, I'll end up in an attacking space, I'll win that second ball, pass me to the ball, I'll calm it down. Andre was doing all the dirty stuff. He was getting forward. It was the perfect midfield 2 today. I don't know why Andre hasn't got a green number, to be honest. I thought he was great again. Does all the dirty work. I think that's because a lot of his work goes unnoticed, because it's almost all the work that you don't really appreciate so much, which is all of the winning that second ball, pushing the ball forward, looking forward, creating opportunities, using your body to shield the ball. He's just awesome at all of that, isn't he? Semedo, yeah, quiet throughout the game, really. I thought there was times where he got forward nice, but fairly quiet, if I'm honest. Still not a bad performance as such. I thought in the second half, he was key to sort of keeping that defensive side of the defence basically on lock, which was nice. Cunha, I don't know how he gets an 8. I thought it was probably one of his worst games in a Wolves shirt. But because he scores that goal, maybe that's what gets him the 8 and the celebration, because you saw him kiss the badge, you saw all the controversy at the moment around Cunha. That goal might help, you know what I mean? The next game, he might be thinking, bloody hell, okay, the Wolves fans love me still. I'm happy to be here. I've just signed my contract. You know what I mean? That it might be the goal that he really needed, to be fair. And he likes to score a goal, doesn't he, against Villa and against Midland opposition. So can't blame him. Can't fault him, really. Just need him to run more. Need him to be a little bit more of an attacking threat, because he's got that in his game, and sometimes it's a bit frustrating when he's looking back and he's passing back, and it might be an instruction from the manager, though. Do you know what I mean? Not to make those risky runs and be a little bit more resolute against Villa because of how dangerous they are. You know what I mean? So if it is that, then fair play, Sarabia, again, another player that honestly I've been slating. Can't believe. I was thinking, how has he got in this side again? There's got to be something going on. But I got to be honest. I saw something in Sarabia today that I didn't even know was in his game, which is the tenacity to win the ball back, the tenacity to, once he's won the ball back, do something with it, claim the ball, ask for the ball, getting forward, getting into the nitty gritty, man. Like he really did well in this game. I think him and Bellegarde, and this doesn't happen very often, but I think they both deserve man of the match, because one of them gets a goal, the other one gets the assist, and they were both just phenomenal throughout the entire game. They both almost lasted the whole 90 minutes. Really, really good from both of those guys today. Really, really good. And yeah, I just liked that combination, really. I really like that combination of Bellegarde and Sarabia. I don't know what it was today. It just really worked. And Guedes, again, if he scores those 2 goals, he's got a green number. Other than scoring, I thought he was great, and especially in the first half. I think he got found out a little bit in the second half and got bullied a little bit by Konza and stuff. But I still thought, actually, you know what I mean? He showed probably more than Strand Larsen has in that 9 role for a while, to be fair. He might just need... I know that Strand Larsen needs a rest, and when he comes back, he's probably going to be fighting fit and raring to go, a little bit like how we've seen from Totti Gomez. But I think Guedes today, he scores those goals. No one's complaining about him. He just did everything but score, basically. Great runs. Just need him to... I think I just need him to link play a little bit better. We know that that's in his game as well. We saw that, against obviously Bristol, but we've also seen it in the pre-season as well, where he links up play really well with like runners and stuff that are to his sides. So there's still stuff to his game that I genuinely think he probably claims that spot for a good while. Oh, beg your pardon, sorry. Don't mean to yawn. Oh, just never normally yawn. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I mean, as a whole performance, I genuinely thought that that Wolves did really, really well today. Really, really proud of the lads, and I can't really say anything bad about it. Really, I mean, we're out of that bottom three now. You know, we move on to a cup game, so there's a little bit more pressure, a little bit more time to bed in these new signings that hopefully come in on the window before the window closes. And yeah, just a lot of positivity, which I think we really, really needed. And we definitely needed to see some fight. And what I saw today was fight. So keep that up, Wolves, and you will be seeing me consistently in the Molineux. Because if I don't see fight, then what's the point? What are we there for? If I see fight, if we lost today, like we played really well in the first half, they score in the second, and we end up losing. I still wouldn't have been as pissed off as I was against Chelsea or Arsenal, because there was times in those games where there was no fight. Where today, Sarabia, Bellegarde, Aït-Nouri at times, Andre throughout, Agbadou, Gomez and Doherty, they all really, really fought today. So yeah, absolutely smashing result. Buzzing about it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and everything. And do please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos, and I will see you guys on the next one in a bit.